True freedom is being disliked. I know, it sounds crazy. Now, let me start off by reading a quote from a book which is called The Courage to be Disliked by Ikaro Kishimi, page 144. This is from the philosopher point of view. Here it goes. It is certainly distressful to be disliked. If possible, one would like to live without being disliked by anyone. One wants to satisfy one's desire for recognition. But conducting oneself in such a way as to not be disliked by anyone is an extremely unfree way of living, and it's also impossible. There is a cost incurred when one wants to exercise one's freedom. And the cost of freedom in interpersonal relationships is that one is disliked by other people. And when he says exercise one's freedom, he means you being true to yourself. You can't be true to yourself and never be disliked by anyone. You're gonna ruffle some feathers along the way, and really being okay with being disliked by other people is accepting yourself fully and all the different parts of you. If you're living your life on your terms and you've made your values and belief systems conscious, which I recommend you do, then you're going to be expressing yourself authentically, hopefully. And that might turn some people off and they may not like you. But that is what it takes to live a fulfilling life that is true to yourself. For example, I sometimes like to joke around and say dumb things. And in my day-to-day life, sometimes someone will take an offense to that because either they're in a different mood or they didn't quite understand my humor. They don't know me that well, right? They don't know that I'm not actually being literal. I'm just like saying some stuff. And but that is who I want to be. I'm consciously choosing to be the kind of person who says sometimes dumb shit because that's my sense of humor. That is part of who I am. But again, I'm also okay with some people not always understanding that. That's just part of it. Now, here's the thing. If you are going through life and everything is always lovey-dovey and you get along with absolutely everyone, it's probably that you are repressing parts of yourself or you're not really being yourself. Now, we all need to adapt to certain environments and not always express exactly what's going on for us. You know, that's not what I'm saying here. And you're not going to blatantly or be rude just to say that you're being authentically yourself. I'm not talking about that kind of an extreme. Obviously, you want to read the situation you're at and then see, what's needed. But in general, what you want is you want to be able to express yourself and find people that you can be yourself around. Now, we can debate what it means to be yourself, and I'll probably make more episodes just about that topic, how to be authentically yourself. But for now, let's just say it is that you don't have to watch what you say all the time and that you can express yourself freely and not worry about other people's judgments of what they think about you. If you find yourself overly analyzing every word that you're going to say, or you're constantly talking about things that don't interest you, that is a sign you are not being your true self and that you're holding back. And it also means that maybe you're hanging around the wrong people. In order to find your people, you're going to have to risk being disliked. That's how it works. So the whole point is that when you're presenting yourself authentically, you're allowing people to jump on your bandwagon and join you in your ride. And the people that are going to vibe with you, they're going to be there with you and they're just going to get you, okay? And the people that don't get you, they're not going to get you. But by you not expressing yourself because of fearing that you'll be disliked, you may not find those true friends or that lover because you're, again, repressing who you really are. And what's the point of living then? That means you're not really free. At the end of the day, you want to be liked for who you are, not the mask that you wear. So by being vulnerable and saying whatever is on your mind, you're actually going to find those people that resonate with you. Part of this is just saying whatever's on your mind and then see how other people react to it. So let's do a quick example. Let's say you're at a wedding and let's say the food is terrible, but you notice that a lot of the people in your table are commenting on how great the food is. And you can tell they're just being polite. It's all kind of fake. But you don't have to be fake. You could say, I don't really like the food. And then from there, you are going to see who resonates with you and who isn't. You might get some dirty looks from some of those people that are trying to be too polite. That's fine. They're not your people. Don't worry about them. But then you might get one or two people that are going to come to you and say, yeah, you're right. That food is terrible. And now you made a real connection based on just being truthful about what you feel. By the way, I'm not saying you need to go and complain to the groom and the bride about the food. You don't have to be extreme. So that's not what we're talking about here. When I say being authentically yourself and being disliked by other people, you're not going actively trying to be disliked by other people. That's not the point. The point is you are expressing your truth. That's the best way to put it. You're expressing yourself truthfully. And then if someone doesn't like you, you have to be okay with it. I believe one of our goals in life is to find people that we connect with and vibe with effortlessly. So those people that didn't like your comment, they're not your people. Don't worry about them. Just focus on the people that get you. And that's the whole purpose of life. Let's do another example. Let's talk about dating and finding a romantic partner. What you want to do is essentially be as authentic as possible from the start and express yourself, express your truth, because then you're going to see if that person, if your date actually likes you for who you are or not. Let's say you get rejected, then at least you were yourself and you got rejected for being yourself instead of being a representative that a lot of people do. They go on dates presenting their nice selves, not being their true selves. And what's the point? You might be liked for that, but that's not who you really are. So it's better to present yourself authentically as you. And if you are disliked, if you are rejected, well, at least you can move on knowing you were presenting yourself as the real you. And then you don't have to take it so personally because you can say, well, it's just an incompatibility. I was really just being myself. And again, I just want to say that being authentic doesn't mean that you're going to tell her everything about yourself right away or start crying or something like that. Like, use common sense. You want to be honest, so it's okay for you to disagree with her on something. It's okay for you to express your sense of humor. It's okay to be politically incorrect if that's your thing, right? There's no wrong or right here. Again, you want to find the people that get you. Maybe you've heard that you actually want to polarize with the woman and you don't want to be overly nice. And we all know that many of these nice guys are not being honest about who they are. They're kind of concealing their intentions. And, a lot of women can see right through that. So just be yourself on that date and let the chips fall where they may. That's the best strategy. Again, you want to be liked for who you are, not for someone you're portraying to be. Now, moving on from that, exceptional people in general are often disliked. Being normal is boring. So some of the most successful, influential, and famous people have a lot of haters. Why? Because they're different. And that's the price of being authentic sometimes, that some people may not like you. If you look at three individuals that come to mind, like Elon Musk, he had 3 divorces. He's like this crazy genius running these companies, but he's very eccentric. And some people love him and some people hate him. You got a person like Michael Jackson, again, very different. You got Jordan Peterson that completely has, some people are in love with him. Some people just want to kill him. The point is that the people that love these guys really love them. They're raving fans. So as you can see, by you being disliked by some, you will probably be loved by others. That's just how it goes. That comes with the territory. For me personally, as I got older, I became more and more okay with being misunderstood and not liked. There's always two sides of the story. So sometimes, you may hear someone say something about you and because they don't like you, but they don't know the full story necessarily. And so what's really important if you are going to be more authentic is that you need to have a very strong sense of your own reality, because if you don't, you might get depressed or sad or something like that. So you want to have a strong sense of who you are in the midst of people not liking you. Someone not liking you is only their opinion at the end of the day, and it's based on their own beliefs, their own morals, their own upbringings, and stuff like that. It's not always about you. Many people project their own stuff onto others. Some of these haters may even tell you why they don't like you. But again, just remember, just because they think something of you doesn't mean you have to agree with it. Remember, you need to have your own strong reality that you live in and how you see things. You don't always have to agree with others. Most people make quick judgments about who you are without really knowing the full story. So let them say whatever they want to say. You just live your life and find your people. Don't sweat the small stuff. Let people think what they want to think, and all you can do is just be yourself. So that's it. I hope you resonated with this. If you did, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Are you being authentically yourself? If you're watching me on YouTube, if you're listening on iTunes, leave me a review there, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.